No, I don't think this is a coincidence that all of this is happening while the first white male U.S. president is sitting in the White House who hasn't been invited to Bohemian Grove. Hello, and welcome to another episode of Saturdays in the Decojo. That is, Dickie is constantly killing our journalistic objective. I am the Thomas Puppet. Allow me to introduce another clip from my late night show, Late Night with the Thomas Puppet. Please welcome to the program another straight white male with Arrested Development who insists on calling himself a stand-up comedian, Mike Bobbitt.
Not my worst intro, actually.
Please crouch down so the camera can see you.
For real?
I'm a puppet, not a camera person.
Can't you just ask your producer or a camera person or something to...
That's not my producer. That is Little Dickie Ricketts, my prisoner.
Handsome guy.
Thank you for dressing up.
For this puppet show in the basement? Yeah, sure.
I thought you were going to try stand-up comedy.
Yeah, sure. This will be awkward without an audience or, laughter.
I'm sure you're used to performing without laughs.
You know, I'm actually not that bad at this.
You say this like not bad and good are synonymous terms.
Okay, so I'm a new dad, hold for polite applause, and they say that...
I'm sorry, did you need sound effects?
I mean, yeah, sure, if that's an option.
Begin again, please.
So, I'm a new dad, and they say that being a parent is very difficult, but I don't know. In the 90s, I owned a Tamagotchi. It's not...
Pop culture references in place of an actual punchline. The sign of a true comedian.
Okay, so I'm trying to be a good role model for my son. I don't want to say that I'm woke, but I'm certainly trying to wake up. I don't know exactly how woke any straight white male actually can be. I haven't gotten to the punchline yet.
I thought you saying that you were straight was the punchline. Please continue.
Okay, my wife and I went to CatCon, and if you don't know, CatCon is sort of like Comic-Con, but for lonely ladies. And I tweeted that, and a lonely lady got very angry with me. And she tweeted about it, and I told her, you know what, you were right, that's wrong, that's sexist.
But you're still doing the joke.
What?
So, to get on a soapbox with what I'm sure will be a minorly amusing rant about sexism, you get the audience on your side with a little bit of sexism.
Yeah, to illustrate a point. I'm getting...
Is that the Grand Canyon? Nope. I'm sorry, I was mistaken. That is just your loophole.
I mean... You know,
it's a pretty big loophole.
You know, you're kind of a dick.
Well, you wrote this. Why don't you just come over here and sit on the kitty litter box instead?
Okay, cool. This will be like getting called over to the couch with Johnny.
Right, because Johnny often called comedians over who were bummed.
Rethinking those sound effects in the laugh track.
So, Mr. Mike, what are you working on these days?
Well, right now I'm doing a podcast with my friend Alex Bozanovic. It's called The Truth Cast. It's sort of like the X-Files meets Beavis and Butthead. He plays the Thomas Human, and I play Little Dickie Ricketts.
The same Dickie tied up in the corner over there?
Yeah.
And this kind of humor makes you feel clever.
Listen, I was sleep deprived when I wrote this, and I thought it would be kind of fun. So, you know...
For whom?
I'm rethinking this whole idea.
Don't you think it's a little late for that?
Oh, I should have seen if the big time garbage guys would have just let me do one of their live streams instead.
I'm sure if they would have wanted you, they would have asked.
I don't need this.
Don't leave, Mr. Mike Bobbitt. This is just like the time Gallagher left that episode of WTF. A Mark Maron reference. Clearly Mike Bobbitt wrote this. If only a therapist could analyze what went on down here today. All right, Reek, next week you may rejoin the show. Cue the outro music. Does anyone actually click on these links? Subscribe? Why? Isn't your week sad enough as it is? I have no idea how he's been tied up for 2 weeks and still managed to get fatter.